Hi, to look at Wi-Fi and 6 gigahertz, Wi-Fi 6E specifically, we'll just throw some light on some implication of this new certification on the Wi-Fi security aspects. Just going to cover some of these topics very briefly, just to give a flavor of what's coming up. My name is Shrikant, and I'm with NanoCell Networks. So if we look at what WPA3 has brought in on the home or personal front, we now have this simultaneous authentication of equals method brought from the mesh 802.11 standards, primarily to help us avoid password related vulnerabilities. Okay, so in 6 gigahertz, all home networks will have to support WPA3 personal, okay, which means the use of SAE method. Okay, no WPA2 or WPA support will be present in 6 gigahertz. Okay. Protected management frames, apart from the SAE uh, protection, all management frames will be protected. It's not just a support, it's a, you can say, slightly more rigorous program to make sure that every management frame, unicast management frame, will be encrypted post association or post security association, and all the broadcast management frames which can be integrity protected will be integrity protected. Okay, so you will have your IGTKs also exchanged for the integrity protection of some of the broadcast and multicast management frames. Okay. Now, common with the home for the enterprise is this feature where all management frames are going to be protected in the enterprise. In fact, that's the only mandatory thing required for WPA3 enterprise, and that will be mandatory in 6 gigahertz. So in 6 gigahertz, if you're running an secure enterprise, it will be only WPA3 enterprise, and the apart from all the certificate exchange, EAP process, etc., you will have additionally your management frame protection as a must. Okay, so all beacons will have to say that management frames are absolutely required to be protected. In addition, 6 gigahertz can also use the extra WPA3 features which can give us the extra protection like the 192-bit security and so on. Okay, so again, this comes out of the fact that home networks, WPA3 SAE, enterprise network, WPA3 enterprise, and both of them share the common thread that management frames will be compulsorily protected now. What about open networks? This is very interesting. So far, most open networks, we have never had any security, and the very recent security measures announced by the Wi-Fi Alliance as a part of the security announcement is this open wireless encryption, okay, or opportunistic wireless encryption, where we will be using encryption even though the networks are open. Okay, again in 6 gigahertz, if you don't have either home security or enterprise security enabled, you will have to protect. So which means this is mandatory. OWE will be mandatory for open networks. Okay, so again remember that OWE will not affect an user. It will be tackled by the software on the client along with the AP announcing certain things by which we will be able to manage to protect, or rather encrypt to be more appropriate, the open wireless network traffic. Now, one big difference between the 2.45 and 6 gigahertz is, though even in the 5 gigahertz and 2.4, you had some of these features enabled, you would always support what is called as this transition modes, which was very important for coexistence with legacy equipment, right? Which of course would exist on the 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. For example, of course, WPA2 will exist, okay, and frames which don't support management frame protection would exist, okay. So these are going to have to be tolerated, and some transition modes which are going to bring in the features slowly to the new devices while leaving the older devices as they are, so that we don't disrupt the existing client and other users of this network. 6 gigahertz has no such constraint. Right from day one, we are going full hog on the WPA3 enabled features along with some of the new features like OWE. So no transition mode business in 6 gigahertz. So this means we get a nice clean environment for implementing some of the latest features in the security. And this, I think, will be one of the biggest unsung, you can say, features of Wi-Fi in 6 gigahertz. I hope this was useful. Please see our website for more information. For Wi-Fi 6E and other courses, please visit Wi-Fi Now Academy. Thank you. Bye.